play against stealing extra possessions off the glass or 50-50 balls. So we have to neutralize them in those areas and attack their pressure to score.
Ready to roll here in Morgantown. John Shambi, Dick Vitale, Andy Katz. It's Kansas and West Virginia. And a goal down here in West Virginia.
You know, John, really, the turnover's been great for West Virginia all year. However, it's been its downfall. In the last 2 games that they lost, they've been turning the ball over, and the other teams have been converting. Oklahoma, and certainly their last game where they were beaten by Kansas State.
And immediately a foul is called on Frank Mason.
Wow. Bill Self not happy with that. Look at him. He's frustrated right now, right out of the gate. What's going on? That's my star. It's going to be a good one, John.
Man.
That's that typical defense by Kansas, man-to-man defense.
Got a foul inside on Kansas. So, again, it's a Jayhawks team that doesn't have a ton of depth. Bill Self will play 7 guys, maybe 8.
He told me basically a 7-man through because as Azubuike got hurt, he's that big center with a world of potential. He said he might be the best center he's had other than Joel Embiid, who's been absolutely dynamite in the NBA.
Yeah, they lost Udoka Azubuike to a wrist injury. There he is with a cast on that left wrist, so he's done for the year. Injured it in practice in December, and so now, you know, their main 2 bigs are Lucas and Bragg, and it's hard to play them together for fear of foul trouble.
Well, they go 1 for 2 on the free throw line, and that's been an Achilles heel for them as well, as Al McGuire would say. They really struggled on the line, especially in overtime.
Mason weaving through, finds Mikhailuk, who puts it on the ground.
Mikhailuk's really improved.
A deflection there, and Adrian knocks it off of Graham. A turnover, West Virginia ball.
That's West Virginia basketball. Force the turnovers. They do it better than anybody in the nation.
Nathan Adrian, Morgantown's own. They love him here. Had a huge night, and they knocked off #1 Baylor, a career-high 22. And here he is as he swings it to the right.
Baylor came here #1 2 weeks ago, and they left with an unbelievable blasting. They got whipped big time by West Virginia.
89-68. They get Elijah Macon on the foul there, so it'll go the other way. Now, Bob Huggins, earlier this year, picked up his 800th career win. He's got 806, his 10th season at his alma mater. 7 times to the NCAA tournament for the Mountaineers.
Watch this battle right here. A lot of pressure on that basketball. Graham has certainly been outstanding as well. He's had up and down moments scoring.
Tip goes up, and Adrian pulls down the board.
They love Adrian, as you said, Boo. They love him here. Locals.
Issa Ahmad aggressively to the rim.
Issa has not played as well as they expected the last few games. They're fired up, baby. You can see it. You can see the intensity, the emotion during the workout, before the game. Kansas is going to get their A game.
Mikhailuk. And Lucas inside is fouled by Macon. That's his second. Take a look at the dunk.
Well, there's the baseline drive right here. Get the ball up really quick. Jam. Nobody gets to the baseline. Up, and away. The one strength of Kansas is making the 3. They do a great job shooting threes. They're better than 40%.
Mason inbounds. Now Jackson.
What a star he is. He's got the whole package. He's got to be able to shoot the ball a little better, but he can do so many other things. A post jump. There's the double up. Step back, one line behind the ball.
Mason at the bucket, no good. Out of bounds, West Virginia basketball. This is a smaller Kansas team than we're used to seeing. Jackson effectively playing the power forward spot.
Yep. Hey, let me ask you, where's Ellis? I don't see Ellis out there. He's been there for the last decade. Where is Ellis? Where's my guy?
Well played, Dick Vitale.
You know, Jackson, a great wing player. The difference in he and Wiggins had the ability to score a little bit more, but he does so many things on the floor really well.
Carter off the mark, loose ball. And eventually Ahmad. Now Adrian. Early 3-0. West Virginia on top. Miles. And Lucas the board.
Didn't really have a good look right there. Defense was right up in his face. Is there traps? You got to move the ball away from the trap.
Graham a 3, and that's their hallmark. We're tied up.
Yeah, they can make the threes. There's no question. And that's really going to be a problem when you look at West Virginia trapping. If they don't turn the ball over, reverse the ball, they're going to get open looks.
And Dick, so many things going to the pressing defense. You got to get some buckets. You got to get some makes like that.
Got to score. Good drive to the basket.
Issa Ahmad on to a good start. That last foul, Josh Jackson, his first.
You know, Issa was really a big-time player on the scholastic level. Cleveland area, came in with a big reputation. He's an outstanding talent. I mean, what a job Bob Huggins has done here at his alma mater. As you said, 806 wins in his career. Bill Self, by the way, nominated for the Hall of Fame, and I hope he gets in. That's the one thing off Bob's record right now is that national championship.
Bill Self winning it in 2008.
What about winning 12 consecutive, unbelievable Big 12 titles, going for 13? I've said from day one, we heard about Baylor, Iowa State, all these teams. You got to go through Lawrence.
Mason had the 3 blocked out of bounds. And it'll stay with Kansas. Andy Katz, how are you tonight?
Doing great, guys. I want to add to Dick's point on the Hall of Fame. In November, West Virginia, for the first time, nominated Bob Huggins' name to be nominated in the Basketball Hall of Fame. He did not make this year, but now he's at least in the pool, and potentially next year, he might get into the position where Bill Self is, which is, now we'll find out at the Final Four if Bill Self gets into the Hall of Fame. And this was the first year that Kansas had nominated Bill Self's name to be nominated, if you get my drift.
Well, I'll tell you this, Andy, what's really happening with Jerry Colangelo really involved right now, there's more collegiate people being evaluated and really getting their recognition. We've seen it now over the last few years with guys getting in, coaches. And I'll tell you one thing, Bill Self's record, he belongs in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about it. You won a national title. You went right now 12 consecutive years. That's incredible. 12 times in a row to win the Big 12.
What about Bob Huggins? Two programs in the Final Four, Cincinnati and West Virginia.
Bob is definitely there, but I think the one thing they look at is that national title. Now, John Chadeen, who celebrated his 85th birthday last weekend, he got in without it. I mean, to me, you don't have to validate yourself as a coach by going and winning a title, but a lot of people voting feel that way.
Luke goes left hand, no good. Lucas fighting for the rebound. And Kansas retains possession. That's big, the offensive glass for the Jayhawks.
Well, Lucas is the guy that's going to get him extra opportunities on that glass.
And Josh Jackson, he knocks it down. Only shooting 26% from 3. But Bill Self says, we want you to get it off quickly.
Well, he made 2 big ones against Texas. He really did a good job there in that game. I'll tell you, he was in a rhythm shooting from out of Detroit.
Issa Ahmad has all 6 West Virginia points. Buries that, he's got all 8 of them. That was a 2.
Nice start by Ahmad. They got to make some perimeter shots. They'll try to get into that trapping area. Good spacing right now by Kansas getting them out of it.
Luke knocks it down.
I'm going to tell you right now, I said it at the top of the show, and I'll say it again. The trap is going to leave open shooters, and the way they move the ball and the way they shoot the ball, that could be a nightmare for West Virginia.
Miles kicked out, Ahmad. Adrian trying to tip it in. Jackson up ahead, Graham.
I tell you, Graham and Mason on the perimeter, as good as any tandem you'll see. Kentucky has a great time. That's going to be a big game Saturday night. What a game, Kentucky and Kansas.
Oh, boy. Graham little step back fadeaway. I mean, that's pretty rough on your schedule. You go back-to-back road games at West Virginia and at Kentucky, and then you got to go home and play Baylor.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Bill Self-Chubby, it might be the toughest threesome that he's had since his tenure at Kansas. But he said also that'll define how really good they are. Are they really? He knows they're good, but are we really great and outstanding? We'll find out in the next week, he said.
Jackson pulling down a rebound. Kansas by 3.
Jackson's so versatile, multi-versatility, handle well, the rebound, can post down the inside. If he adds a dimension, making threes, John, he's going to be special.
Tyler puts it on the floor, kicks to the corner.
They do a great job spreading the ball.
Fire it up. And the loose ball ends up in the hands of Jamon Carter.
Carter might be the best defensive on the ball player in the nation.
Miles.
They got guys that can drive. Miles right there, saw an opening, attacked the rim, straight line to the goal.
It is a packed house here tonight, Morgantown. West Virginia trying to knock off number 2 Kansas. Shot blocked. Mike Stevens has the call. And a foul inside on West Virginia. Kansas on the road with a 1-point lead here in the early going.
ESPN's exclusive presentation for college basketball is presented by CenturyLink, connecting more than just places.
Tonight, they're the only school that has beaten Kansas 4 straight times in their own building since Kansas has reeled off 12 straight Big 12 titles.
Tell you one thing, Andy, also Frank Mason doesn't want to have 4 consecutive losses in his career on the road.
Mason Hoyce short on that shot. He's never won here in West Virginia. Kayvon Myers, Tariq Phillip in the game.
They do a great job, Kansas defensive transition, make you play 5-on-5. Don't give you the numbers.
Konate with the ball. Phillip fires, and he's short, but able to drag home his miss, and then put it off the window, but can't finish.
Well, Phillip had 20 against Kansas State in their loss, and let a lead get away from them. Bruce Weber's club's done a great job. They felt they could have beaten Kansas. They thought maybe a call at the end of the game, huh?
Yeah, 2 straight losses for West Virginia. One surprising, or more surprising, at home against Oklahoma. On the road as well, they lost at Kansas State. There's Carlton Bragg, +1. He'll go to the line.
Well, he gives them a solid performer on the interior coming off the bench. Gives them strong minutes on the inside. Nice little entry to him, gets that score.
They're going to say that's on the floor, so it will not count.
Foul prior to the shot.
Yep.
Let me tell you this also, the Oklahoma game. They hurt themselves. We talk about West Virginia. 4 for 9 in the overtime shooting free throws. I mean, that's a no-no. That's a formula for losing. And it was 6 for 12 in overtime on the free throw line against Texas Tech.
Bragg goes over the back. And a foul on Kansas. Well, Dick, one of the things for West Virginia that's a problem is that they only shoot it at 66% from the line. And that's something that could continue to bite them as the season goes on.
Absolutely. There's no question. The simplicity of the free throw. We've talked about that so often, John. The difference many times in winning and losing. If there is a must game right now for West Virginia, if they want to be an elite contender as a team this year, they got to win this game at home. They got to win this game at home, coming off those 2 losses in a row. Good
hands by LeGerald Vick. Kansas, by the way, not real great from the line either at 64%. Mason, no call. Myers eventually gathers it in.
Nice little handle right there. Lost control.
Out of bounds. And it'll stay with West Virginia. Mountaineers ball when we return. Both Michigan and Ohio State.
You know, John, we're using obviously the AP poll, but they can claim that they be 2 number 1s because they can say, you know what, Kansas number 1, and the coaches poll, USA Today, they come in here as number 1. So again, but what about Villanova? Everybody's been talking Villanova, maybe a little overrated. I hear people forget about it. When you go guard play like they have with Brunson and Hart, Jenkins making shots and shoot the 3 so well, they really, I think now, become a story about possibly being good enough to go back-to-back like the Gators did.
A timeout called by West Virginia. 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back to Morgantown.
These seats aren't just for watching the game. They're for participating in it. Like the exit row on an airplane, sitting here carries great responsibility. Here, my 6th men and women, every action is a distraction. So when the other team goes to the line, make some noise. Annoy, like your season depends on it. Because it just might.
Thursday night at 8 Eastern on ESPN. We'll be in Chapel Hill, the Dean Smith Center, North Carolina, taking on Virginia Tech. It's also streaming live on ESPN, on the ESPN app, and watch ESPN.
I still think when I look at North Carolina, they're my club to win it all. I really do.
Javon Carter.
He is such a solid player, defensively, offensively. He helps him. He loves putting pressure on the basketball. Hey, they're going for the 3-ball tonight, Kansas. They've already taken 8 threes. They've made 3, but it's obvious that's going to be vital tonight for them.
Kansas scoreless over the last 3 minutes. Jackson can't hit, and it ends up in Carter's hands. Carter leads them in both scoring and assists.
And also, he's the key, the catalyst to their pressure, John, the way he applies pressure on that basketball. Out of motion offensively, Bob Huggins club. Nice fake. Good move by Adrian.
And they're going offensive foul as Jackson able to step in and draw the charge, and the foul is on Adrian. That's his first.
You know, he stepped in, got the charge on him, but he made an excellent move. Watch this here. See that head fake? He goes to the goal. Defense right there, no question. Excellent call.
Mike Stevens there to make the call.
Here comes that relentless tenacity. Their pressure has led to a lot of offense, creating offense off the turnover.
Jackson, nice look, finds Bragg for the dunk.
Did you see the versatility of Jackson right there? Change of direction, uses the left hand, drops the dime. What a pass. What a pass. So skilled. First time I heard about him was Tom Izzo. He was trying to recruit him big time, played high school basketball and prep school in California, but he's a Detroit kid.
This points at 4 minutes for Kansas, as Watkins wasn't able to hit.
Always putting pressure when he gets the ball up the court.
I couldn't finish that one.
Another great trademark in Kansas, shot selection. Always take good shots.
Nice move inside. Tariq Phillip.
Phillip with the drive to the goal. He came up big for them in the game against Kansas State, but the team didn't help each other making free throws. And they'll be sitting here with a W.
Phillip and Myers, the 2 kids that come off the bench from New York City. Good hands, Carter. That one deflected, and eventually Carter has it, and that foul's going to be on Gerald Big.
John Higgins with the call. That's so obvious. Watch this right now. Change direction. Drop with the left hand. What a great pass. Perfect execution. So efficient offensively. Now watch you drive right down the goal by Phillip. Goes right to the basket. Switches to the left hand. He converts. John, he looked like you driving to the goal, baby.
Yeah. In a great dream that I had one time.
Oh, we all dream. I'm dreaming. I dream of a day having some hair on my head. It's not going to happen.
West Virginia leading it by a couple. John Chubby, Dick Vitale, and Andy Katz Sold out here in Morgantown. Good look. That one off the hands of Canate. Eventually flips it up and in.
Well, he did a great job using the ball screen. Came off that strong. Defense rotating to help. Slipped it off to his teammate. I got a layup. You take pride playing defense. You're going to play for Bob Huggins. You're going to guard people.
Mason got it to go.
How good is
that jumper's gotten so good.
Well, how good has it been? Shooting 53.7. You know, he committed originally to Towson State. And Graham committed to Appalachian State. That's their backcourt. One of the best in America. They went to prep school for a year. They wanted to get out of their commitments.
Ogden hit. Fight for the loose ball.
Here's one of the leading candidates right here for Player of the Year. Even though I'd give the slight edge today because of the winner's mentality and what they've done, Villanova, for the entire year to Josh Hart. I think Josh Hart, in such a case, Mason's right there in the hunt. You know, it doesn't matter who's mid-season Player of the Year. Postseason's one that counts.
So, Dick, you know what Bill Self told me? He said he's the most deserving player he's coached to be National Player of the Year. And you'll love this. Frank Mason told us earlier today he wished he could play 4 more years in college. He doesn't want this to end.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't want it to end either if I shot 54% from the 3 and I was on a winner. I wouldn't want it at all. Then they are in transition, layup.
Mason with that left hand able to get the layup to go. And Kansas back in front by a bucket. I beg your pardon, by a point.
Bill told me before the game he never thought that he'd be this good.
No foul called. Graham comes away with it. Graham step back, 3, got it. Wow. The clock is not running right now.
Yeah, look at the clock. John Higgins recognizes it. I want a backcourt. Graham and right now, that's unbelievable. Graham and Mason. That'll be terrific Saturday night watching that hook up with Funk. Oh. And if certainly Fox, I don't know his status.
So 8:22. They got stuck there for a while.
Hey, Andy, you know anything about Fox's status for Kentucky?
I don't yet. Obviously, it didn't look great the other night, but, you know, clearly their focus this week is...
He said he is no relation to the brilliant Henry Kissinger. He said maybe a late, maybe a long...
When did you ask him?
I asked him that right there before the game.
That's terrific.
I saw that name. I said, wow, Henry Kissinger. Is that your granddad or something? He said, no relation.
Kansas on an 8-0 run.
They do. They get the spurts, Kansas. So impressive. What an elite program, year in and year out. Roy Williams had it up on top. Certainly Bill's taking it there as well.
Rag rips down the
what
board.
A handle.
Jackson hanging, and he's fouled as he goes to the line when we come back. Canate charged with the foul. Frank Mason starting to come alive.
Take a look right here.
I'd love to be able to segue marvelously, but that interview with Scott Drew. Baylor, by the way, would be a 1 seed according to Joe Lunardi's bracketology, along with Kansas.
Well, you know, it's so early right now. You get the whole month of February. That's going to change and change on a regular basis. Certainly their game with Kansas is going to be very meaningful. But you know what's the difference in this game right now? It's the 3-ball. You look at Kansas, they made 5 threes. You look at West Virginia, they're 1 for 6. So the 3-ball has been really, really vital here, especially for Kansas. And that's what you expect. They shoot 40% from the 3.
First free throw attempt for Kansas the entire game. Adrian's excellent on the offensive glass and rips down a rebound.
He's like a glue guy, man. He just does it all. He's such a special player. Bob Huggins raved about him to me.
Hey, he says he's in the middle of everything we need. Like that 3.
They needed a big basket right there. Kansas really trying to put some pressure on the defense by attacking.
Mason goes baseline. Jackson to kick out, and Vic buries a three. They get it from all over.
I'll tell you one thing, they are so unselfish. They share the ball really well. Vic steps in, comes off the bench, gives him a big three. I like the passing ability of Jackson.
Kansas hit 5 of 6. They started 4 for 15. Oh my goodness! Konate right down the middle for the one-handed jam.
Well, he did a great job the way they got the ball to him as he cut down the gut of the defense. Konate up and away.
Three-point game, number 2 Kansas on the road. Jackson hits another.
I'll tell you one thing, he looked really good in his 2 shots we've seen from the 3. Shot them with quick look. He didn't hesitate. Wasn't tentative. Good rhythm to his shot. His stock is rising, man. John, his stock is going up, up, and up.
He's Ahmad able to answer with a bucket.
Well, Ahmad's been big for them in this first half. They're going to come up with some stumps. They can't get some stumps.
Konate rejects Mason.
Well, Konate with perfect timing.
Miles couldn't get it to go. Konate, that won't go. Tip up. And eventually Carter has it. Miles and Konate were down in the paint.
We're going to watch Konate right now go down the gut of the defense. Watch this. They double up on the ball. He sees the double up. He goes down the gut, and there's the jam. Now he comes down and says, hey, I'm a human eraser. Don't bring that in here, baby. Don't bring that in here.
Sagaba Konate, the freshman from Mali, making an impact.
If you can play, they're going to find you. I don't care where you're from. Boog, I don't care where you're from.
They are looking everywhere. Bragg with a rejection. Well, Saturday night, 6:15 Eastern on ESPN. Make sure to tune in. College Hoops Sonic Blockbuster. Kansas taking on Kentucky. Rupp Arena, the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Number 2 and number 4.
I just get goosebumps looking at those 2 names. You kidding me? Racing through my mind is greatness and thinking of all the stars that will wear those uniforms. I know Dan and Jay and company are going to be excited to be part of that. That is absolutely going to be special. Kansas, Kentucky, put it on your schedule.
Hey, Dick, you asked for an update. I just got one from Kentucky. De'Aaron Fox is a game-time decision to play tonight. Kentucky plays after our game on ESPN.
Tell you one thing, they say through his walkthrough that he looked pretty good. I got some inside information, Andy.
I just got that from Kentucky. Game-time decision.
Oh, wow. You're right on top of it. You're right on top of it. There's a double up. I'll tell you, the double teams have not really bothered him. It's the open 3 again.
Vic get a good look at it, but not able to hit it.
It's Carter.
Watkins rejected by Lightfoot. Mitch Lightfoot some rare playing time, and he gets a big block.
Well, Bill Self told me I got to play a few guys because I want to be rested. They wear you down at halftime. Lightfoot, Vic, and Bragg are giving him some minutes off the bench.
Lightfoot a block and a big offensive rebound.
He's kicking me so much with the ball. They got a deflection on him from there.
Mason puts it on the floor. They reset the clock again by accident.
What's happening with that clock, man? What's happening with the clock?
Are you controlling it? What's going on? It's not me.
It's not me. Dives on the floor, kicks the ball out.
And then they reset it. So now more math.
Gonna be a mathematical genius here tonight, huh?
More math.
I used to teach in 6th grade.
You did?
I did. East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Tell you what, that game this weekend, you talk about Kentucky and all the talent that they had.
The SEC. We'll see what happens by the end of the year. Kentucky, you know, Bob Huggins was talking about, he's had 2 one-and-done players in his career. How many is it? Calipari? I lost count. He can't count anymore.
Graham puts it on the floor, weaves inside, and one. Devontae Graham knifing through the lane and able to lay it in and absorb the contact.
Well, he did that against Texas in the first half. He had 15, didn't score again till the end when he hit a big 3.
ESPN's exclusive presentation.
About number 2, Kansas, right now a 4-point lead. John Chambee and Dick Vitale courtside. The trifecta, baby. That's been the story as far as why Kansas is in this spot.
Well, they're 7 for 14 right now. Think about that, 7 threes. And you know what's the key? They've only turned the ball over 4 times against a team that leads the nation in forcing turnovers. And that reason, great guard play. When you're efficient at the perimeter like they are, with people like Graham and certainly Mason, and you factor in the ball handling skills of Jackson, they've done a great job getting shots against that pressure.
Let's kick out Carter. That's a 3. And it falls. It's a 2-point game.
Look like that baby is going to roll out on it. See, they want to try, they spread the court so well, and they have such excellent ball handlers. Mika Lugoso can handle the ball.
It stays with Kansas. One of the things last year that Bill Self went to was with Graham and Mason, that basically it's a 2-point guard attack. I mean, both guys are point guards. And it really helps in spots like this when you're facing this type of pressure. Again, only 4 turnovers forced by West Virginia.
Look at that ball movement. Are you serious? Look at that ball movement.
They get a great look there. Mason just couldn't knock it down. Nice save by Phillip.
They are really relying on the 3 ball. I love the way Adrian uses all the fundamental skills. The good pump fake. It's wide open. He's a Morgantown kid, as you said earlier, John. And they love him here. Plays with a lot of feeling. Loves the university. And they love him. Look at his plays.
A 6-0 West Virginia run. And Nathan Adrian, the senior from right here in Morgantown, gives the Mountaineers the lead with that triple.
Well, there's the extra pass. Being unselfish, and that's what good teams and teams that are well coached understand. You take good shots, you got a chance to win. You know, we're talking about the 3-game stretch earlier that they're facing. Kansas playing like on the road here, on the road to Kentucky, and then Baylor at home on Wednesday. Florida State, who Obi and I had on Saturday, had a 6-game stretch playing 6 nationally rated teams, and they went 5-1, and the only loss was to North Carolina. Great job being done by Leonard Hamilton. And they got a kid, a freshman, who's getting better and better and getting more publicity now and deserves it, by the name of Isaac. Remember that name, Jonathan Isaac.
The deflection there, Phillip. And that one out of bounds, and it's going to stay with West Virginia.
Should have dropped the ball on the floor. A little bounce pass for you kids in traffic like that. Drop the little bounce pass. Oh, Post, you got to enter the ball. He had him on a box inside. He had Lightfoot right down there in the low box and didn't get the ball. That's a lost art, John. How to feed the post. Pearl Washington, the best I ever saw at Syracuse. May he rest in peace. Great young guy, lost his life too early.
Ahmad flips it up, a little bit short. Fight for the loose ball. Jackson comes away with it.
I love the handle of Jackson. He's got great size, handle.
Tell you, watching Josh Jackson at 6'8", put the ball on the floor the way he does.
Yeah, really does. He has great handle. He's just got to work on his shot. I know he's made 2 threes here, but the numbers don't lie over the season. Shooting 29% from the 3, and also shooting on the free throw line about 53%. That's a no-no for a kid with his skill.
Front end, he's not able to knock it down. Again, as we documented, neither of these teams shoots the free throws particularly well.
They're in the 60s.
66 for West Virginia, 64 for Kansas. Phillip.
You get into that 3-second area, you drive and get in that area, a lot of good things can happen. You get the bounce going his way. It's a big, big game, especially for West Virginia. They need this win badly. 4 possessions. Bill Self told me before the game is keeping West Virginia from probably being #1 in the country. Oh, nice pass.
Beautiful. Graham to Jackson.
What a great look by Graham. Great eye contact. Jackson with the great bounce off the floor. They're 3 perimeter players. If you factor those 3, they're probably the best in the country on the perimeter. Those 3.
Well, they get a foul on Devontae Graham. That's his first.
Hey, right here. Now watch a diagonal pass. They don't see ball, you man. That's a no-no. I know Bob Huggins not happy with that defensive possession. See that West Virginia uniform? I took a picture before I entered here with the statue outside. Yes, sir. Of the kid from Cabin Creek, Zeke. Jerry West, the logo.
The logo. Yeah, that silhouette of the NBA logo.
Well, you got Hot Rod's out there as well, Hot Rod Hundley. Boy, I heard Hot Rod speak at a banquet one time. It was so good, talking about his days here when Jerry West came as a freshman. Great story.
And I know you're going to have Bob Huggins speaking at your gala coming up.
Well, we're going to honor Bob. He's done so much for cancer. We're excited about that. He told me, I'm going to break John Calabrese record via gala. Most tables sold by West Virginia people are going to flood to Sarasota.
Closing in at a minute to go first half. Been a good one in Morgantown. Graham step back. That's a 2.
He's had a big first half, just like he did against Texas. Then in the Texas game, he didn't score again until the end of the game with a big 3. Shaka Smart's kids hustle, scrap. Kid Allen, for them, a freshman, will be a very good player. Had a big game on the interior.
Mason steps in and tries to come up with the steal. Carter stepped on the sideline. It'll be Kansas ball.
Haven't seen West Virginia able to really turn them over for layups. One of their great strengths, they lead the nation in creating the turnover and scoring off the turnover.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the score as it is, and yet it hasn't been West Virginia with the lead because they've turned Kansas over so much.
Not at all. They've been driving the ball really well. Get some good shots on the inside against Kansas. Bill Self told Andy before the game, he said, we don't want live ball turnovers when they're going to get the ball and go up for a layup.
Right foot inside, couldn't hit. Jackson came flying in and goes over the back, and they get the foul on Josh.
Lightfoot from out of Arizona, Gatorade Player of the Year. Hey, speaking of Arizona, Sean Miller's club now in that Pac-12. What a game it's going to be when they play Oregon. I know UCLA is still going to be in the hunt. Even though they lost, they're one of the clubs Bill Self and I were talking about will have a great chance to make a run for the national title. But Arizona's got the kid Trier back now.
Came up with that great win, able to beat UCLA this past weekend. That last foul on Josh Jackson, his second.
Now here we go to the free throw line. Free throws so big, they've been a nightmare for West Virginia.
Kanate and gets the front end. He's at 57%.
You know, you don't like to harp on it, but I mean, it's a fact. You play an overtime game at home, and you go 4 for 9 on the free throw line in overtime, and then you have an overtime game with Texas Tech, and you were 6 for 12. I mean, that's just a disaster.
How's your game from the line of late? I know you can knock them down.
I can shoot the ball. The best one-eyed 77-year-old shooter in America. And I'll challenge any 77-year-old on that line. With one eye.
I can shoot the ball. West Virginia by 3.
I couldn't play this pressure defense, I'll tell you that. Look at him move his feet. Look at him. Stay in.
Adrian coming to help.
Well, great job defensive by Phillip right there on the basketball.
Winding down, does Graham see it? Fires it up. It's short, and that's the way of the half. will come to a close. West Virginia up by 3.
Hey, will it be 4 in a row? Call your friends. You better watch. 3 times Kansas is coming here, and they left with an L. They were #1 in the nation last year. They left with an L. They're #1 in the...
Hi, everybody. John Shambi and Dick Vitale. It is a packed house, and the home team right now trying to make it 4 straight wins in this building against this team. Kansas has shot the 3 well, though, and that's one of the reasons that they've stuck in this game.
7 for 16. Look at them. They're going wacky here. They're all going wacky. Unbelievable. Come on. Look at this here. Place is nuts, man. They're having a lot of fun. The 3 ball. Here it is. Shot 7 for 16, but not good enough to have the lead. Will it be good enough to win? Mason and Graham did a great job in the first half. Didn't turn the ball over. On the other side, West Virginia, they were driving the basketball to the goal, beating guys off the bounce. There it is. Going right to the goal, laying on the glass. Very athletic. And now the gun of the defense. Oh, that was just a tremendous pass off the double team. A lot at stake here. You got Kansas with 18 in a row. You got them hoping to be #1 in the nation. They're #1 actually in the coaches poll, but #2 in the AP poll. Who knows more, the writers, the journalists, or the coaches?
So it's West Virginia by 3. Andy Katz, what do you have as that bucket goes down there from Elijah Macon? Andy?
Well, I walked on the court with Bill Self, and it's funny, Dick. He actually said we took too many threes. He said we need to get to the basket more. He did say that he thought they handled West Virginia's pressure well, but weren't converting enough, and also on the backboard, too many second shots for the Mountaineers.
Oh, nobody back. Nobody back, Andy. Bill Self's got to be upset with those 2 possessions. He got a quick timeout, and I agree with you, Andy. I think Bill's right. Too many threes. Get the ball inside.
Kentucky. So, I mean, this stretch of schedule is pretty brutal, but it is a rarity for Kansas to be an underdog.
I'll tell you this, their underdog here tonight, as that says, 2.5-point underdog. So I don't want to hear upset of West Virginia, what to prevail.
There was a big deflection. Deflections, such a huge part of their success. Issa Ahmad right to the goal and throws it down. An 8-0 run for the Mountaineers.
Are you serious, Issa? That's unbelievable. What a start he's had. And Carter with 2 great dishes. I mean, they've come out here at halftime and really played exceptionally well.
That's a big rebound by Josh Jackson.
Issa would slam, jam, bam, man. He was climbing. You could see why he was a big-time recruit out of Cleveland. I wonder if he played a little one-on-one with LeBron there. Look at that jam. He's a LeBron. Could you do that in Cleveland with the Cavs? The answer is yes, and more.
The last foul on Adrian, his second. Ahmad now with 16 points.
Came out really hot in the first half. And 9 of their first, I believe, 12 points. I mean, came out, he was really on fire early in the game. They're playing with a little chip on their shoulder after those 2 L's, John. There's a little chip on that shoulder. They know they're better than what they did performing, especially losing that game at home. Woodard was terrific in the second half. Juan Kruger's got a lot of good young kids.
Carter and Mason battling. They get the foul on Mason.
You know, we talk about must games. We said must game for West Virginia this time of the year. They're looking for that identity to be a top 15 basketball team, top 10 maybe even. And you got to win these kind of games when you're at home. There's another team that needs a big win Saturday. Florida, the Gators lost a couple in a row, and they play now Oklahoma down there. A good young Oklahoma team. You know, record doesn't show it, but eventually that team is going to be a good basketball team in the future. Oh, look at this here. Wide open. Good defensive reaction to him, but he was wide open.
Feed into Ahmad, and that rolls in.
Ahmad's having one of those nights. One of those special nights.
Issa Ahmad scored the first 8 points of the game for West Virginia. Having himself a great night.
They're doing a great job offensively. Their defense has been steady, but it's not creating offense or turnover. But they're doing a heck of a job, West Virginia, offensively.
Jackson gets another 3.
He's made 3 today. And the book says suspect shooter. Forget the book. Scouting report. You hear the baseball, can't hit the curve, and then the guy goes yard. Am I right, Boo?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Jackson has been huge in this one. West Virginia gets a timeout.
Has a little pitch out, drive penetration, creates the open look for Jackson. He's going to become a really good shooter. You watch him as his career unfolds and goes to the future. You can see the kid's got really good rhythm.
Big-time recruit number 2, according to the ESPN 100. Only Duke's Harry Giles rated ahead of him. He's a McDonald's All-American and his favorite childhood cartoon. Of course, you needed to know that. Zoinks. Andy Katz, what do you have to add?
When we were with Kansas back in Hawaii, I was talking to Bill Self about sort of integrating Josh Jackson because he's had some of these one-and-dones before. Some have worked out, some haven't. He said the great thing about Josh Jackson, is he knew to yield to the seniors like Frank Mason, but at the same time, when it was time to be assertive, he was okay doing that, and he's got great respect from all his teammates.
Well, you can see the great chemistry they have on the floor. You can see they love playing with one another, Andy. They share the ball. You know, you wear that uniform or a Kentucky uniform or a Carolina or a Duke, you play within the realm of the team. You want to win. That's what it's all about.
Adrian couldn't get it to go. Lucas the board. And now Mason.
Let's double up on Mason. They get the ball away from the double team really well.
6-point game here in Morgantown. Mason inside. Offensive rebound and a putback. One of the smallest guys in the court. Told me pregame his favorite player is Dirk Nowitzki.
Wow.
That's his favorite player. He's a Mavs fan, and the Mavs, Dirk Nowitzki is his favorite guy.
It's a pretty good choice.
How about it?
He's headed for the Hall of Fame eventually when his career's over.
Miles fouled inside.
Is that driving ability? They like to drive the basketball. There's Mason working on the inside. Now look at the offensive rebound comes. Nobody there. I mean, that's a no-no to let a guard score inside on the offensive glass. Those are the things that lead you to baldness and chase me to TV. Got the Ziggy, went to television, 38 years, and I haven't lost a game, John. It's the greatest job. I got a better record than Mike Krzyzewski.
All right, see, now I've been around a little. I know what the Ziggy is, but tell the fans what the Ziggy is.
The Ziggy's getting fired, man. You don't want to get the Ziggy. You don't want that feeling.
Adrian inside, had the step and the bucket.
Nice first step by Adrian. They're really executing. They're really efficient offensively. They're getting the shots they want against the Kansas defense.
Bob Huggins wanting to push off on Mason. Jackson inside. And that foul is going to be on Tariq Phillip.
Take a look at Bob on that sideline.
Issa Ahmad kind of mirroring his coach in terms of his reaction.
Bob had a big thing about the cylinder, the offensive player in the cylinder, and how the defensive player is being penalized. The offensive player can make contact on him, and yet the defensive player, see right here, here's what Bob's talking about. He's saying, well, gee whiz, the offensive player makes contact, but the call's always against the defense. He made a big thing about that in the local paper. But the offensive player is entitled to that area in that cylinder.
Five-point game here in Morgantown. John Chambie, Dick Vitale, and Andy Katz. West Virginia trying to knock off number 1 and number 2 in the same season. Ahmad. Pass almost intercepted. And an offensive foul on Jackson.
Yeah, he's out of control right there. Up in the air. Out of control.
Number 3 on Jackson. Packed house and the home team, the home fans loving it so far tonight.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball.
There's Jerry West up there. He's talking about NBA. He's out there executive with the Golden State Warriors. One of my favorite players of all time, Jerry and Oscar. Man, can you imagine Jerry with the three-point line? Give me a break. So good.
It's like what they always said about Pete Maravich back in the day.
Oh, Pistol. He was a show. He was a concert. They're going to see a Springsteen. They've been trying to get in that 3-second area where good things happen.
Adrian.
Tell you what, he comes up with big plays. I can see why Bob Huggins likes it. Plays hard, makes shots. Oh, turnover. There's one of the turnovers off that pressure.
Carter triple. Konate the rebound. Spinning on Lucas.
What an effort. Look at that effort by Adrian. Look at that effort by Adrian.
And there's no other place he wanted to play. Local kid. The last time a scholarship player from Morgantown was at West Virginia, that person, Jay Jacobs, is now doing radio. This was in the late 50s. Nathan Adrian told us that he used to come to games here. Remember, John, we were talking to him? Big East games, obviously, back in the day when he was a youngster. Now the Big 12. Loves playing for Bob Huggins. And by the way, when he first came here, they weren't pressed Virginia. He had to adjust his game and get in shape to play this way. But he said there's no other place he would want to play than right here in his hometown.
Well, they're lucky to have him because he's such an unbelievable, important part of their whole system.
He's been a major part of it. This is the third year of what they call Press Virginia. The scout, former Cleveland State coach Kevin Mackey, who helped Bob Huggins come up with the Press Virginia concept, is actually here tonight. Pacer scout Kevin Mackey. They were chatting pregame. But Adrian, great story. Bob Huggins loves him.
He loves anybody who plays hard, man. He likes loyalty, as Andy spoke about.
I asked Adrian one time, how many games do you think you've seen in this building? And he just kind of looked up to the sky and he said, man, I don't think I'd be able to count them.
Tell you one thing, he had to buy tickets in those days. He has to buy them now.
That's right.
I guarantee he's not buying a ticket now for the last 4 years.
8-point game, West Virginia in control. Number 2 Kansas on the road and on the ropes.
West Virginia doing a better job here this half defensively.
Mason tried to sell the ball. Mikhailuk to dribble in the 3.
Mikhailuk's been very quiet. They got to get him to make some shots.
And score the basket. Goaltending there.
Kip Kissinger with the call. Mikhailuk's got to get some open looks and make some threes. He shoots 40%. When he arrived at Kansas, he was 16 years old.
Mikhailuk is actually 4 months younger than Josh Jackson. So, I mean, he's still a baby.
He's still a diaper dandy.
Yeah.
He's still a diaper dandy.
So a junior and a freshman, and the junior is younger. Feed inside. Nicely done on Jamaica.
Tell you what a nice entry. The good bounce pass to the post, high percentage shot. Their execution has been superb here in the second half.
Ram inside, offensive foul. That's the call that Bob Huggins has been waiting for, that push-off.
Tell you what,
they get it on Graham.
They got this crowd pumped up, baby. They're smelling it. 18 in a row by the Jayhawks on the line. 4th trip in a row where they're trying to beat the Jayhawks. Look at this. They're cheerleaders. Look at this. They're cheering out there. I mean,
so Graham will grab a seat. West Virginia with the ball up by 8, under 14 to go. Inside to Ray Phillip.
Phillip with the drive to the goal. That's been their strength here, John. Attack, attack, attack. Get to the rim. Make them have to guard us. Kansas 3 ball, they're 2 ball. And they are attacking off the bounce.
Mikhailuk rebounds the three miss. Mason got it.
Mason gets the three, but you credit that to Mikhailuk. Terrific job, offensive rebound, and found an outstanding shooter, Mason. 54% thus far this year from the three.
Said he spent the offseason making 250 NBA three-pointers per day.
Most college guys could not make 54% with nobody guarding them. Oh, nobody back. Nobody back. I could have made that.
Vic not able to finish as he was contested.
He got really great job of hustling to get back because he looked like he had an open layup.
Miles' three wouldn't fall.
They love putting the head on the basketball. Look at him move his feet. Look at the defense. Say, you're not going to beat me, baby. You're not going to make the turn on me. Oh, great job at defense. Made him give up the ball.
Tavon Myers with that defense. Lucas draws the foul.
Big, strong body, Lucas, from out of Oregon. Boy, what a team they got, the Ducks. They are special. It'll be some battle in Arizona, and the Ducks will come.
Looks like there's about to be a line change for
You're
Bob
talking
Huggins.
hockey.
Well,
You're talking hockey. I don't know hockey.
Yeah.
Red line, blue line, green line. I don't understand hockey. I respect it. Both teams you talked about earlier, John, struggle city on the free throw line.
Aiken goes to set Phillip West. And Phillip, the bench has been a big key for Bob Huggins' team this year.
You know, John, I talked with Obi in the last game I had Florida State Louisville. There are positives and negatives about having a deep bench. I mean, sometimes you're breaking up rhythm, the effectiveness of a unit together, but the positives are you're going to have fresh legs, especially coming down the stretch.
Feet inside, Issa bucket.
Look at that execution. I mean, that's high percentage basketball. Get in a low box, get the ball inside.
And that is a new career high. Issa the sophomore, with 20.
He's had really a struggle the last couple of games, so this is a big plus for him.
Yeah, Ahmad with just 3 points in their loss at Kansas State. Foul inside, and they get Kanate. West Virginia at home and enjoying the home. All right, fellas, and here in Morgantown, Issa Ahmad and West Virginia on top of Kansas, 57-48, and he's been getting to the rim.
Tell you what, he started with the first possession. That's his first jam. And look at him explode right here to the goal. That's been their key. Attack, attack, attack. He came out with that aggressive offensive play. Really has been outstanding all night.
Ahmad last year started the entire year as a freshman. Only averaged about 5 points a game, but he has really developed as an offensive player. How about Jackson? That's his fourth three-pointer of the game.
He's shooting it really well. Quick, no hesitation. Boy, a three will change the complexion. That's their 10th three I believe they've made here thus far.
Jackson 4 out of 4 from three, and it's a 6-point game.
That'll help that 29% three-point shooting.
Ahmad is fouled.
I'm really impressed the way West Virginia has moved the ball, has attacked off the bounce, and has entered the ball into the post. Bob Huggins had these kids ready to play and execute because they're executing really well.
28 points in the paint. It's been a big key for West Virginia in this game. It hasn't gone necessarily according to plan. For example, Dick, if I told you that they'd only have 5 points off of turnovers in the first half, you probably wouldn't have expected that West Virginia would have been leading at the half by 3.
Absolutely, you're right, John. The defense has done a solid job. They have not created offense because of the effectiveness of the way they handle the ball. Kansas.
And here comes that pressure.
They wear you down. They try to wear you down physically. A little Frustrated, always seeing double teams. It's a good ball movement.
Grand gets a 3. Count the basket, and then a foul on West Virginia.
See the way they reversed that ball off the double team to get the open look for the 3? Man, they're doing a great job getting those open looks for 3. And that 3 ball changes things quickly. That 9-point lead disappears down to 4.
Foul on Carter. That's his second.
Oh, my.
Jackson not able to finish. And then they get the foul on Bragg on the loose ball.
What a turnaround. I mean,
man,
that could be a 4-point turnaround. Incredible. At the jam, unreal. Jackson would sky into the rim, the back of the rim. He bricks it on the back of the rim.
And if he can finish that, it's a 2-point game. Instead, it leads to the loose ball, and now Bragg has 4 fouls, so Lucas has to come back in. This is the area where it's difficult that they're so thin, because with the 2 big guys, Lucas and Bragg, you got to be careful.
And here's the adjustment, goes to the zone. Trying to protect players, goes through a little matchup 2-3 zone right now. Bill Self, he makes adjustments really well in coaching. It's like Belichick does in football, and that's why he wins year in and year out. And same with Bill Self. He understands. We're flowing again. 2-on-1. 2-on-1. Oh, use the bounce pass.
Wow. Able to convert. Well, that was all Mason there.
What a backcourt. What a tandem. That duo is really special. There's that 2-3 zone. You know they're not going away. I'll tell you what. You don't win 18 in a row and go away.
Out of bounds, Kansas basketball.
Little momentum right now going to Kansas way. There's a 2-man break. Right now, bounce past that ball. Drop it on a dime. Drop it on a dime, like my man Kellogg used to say, or still says.
2-point game all of a sudden. And Kansas on an 8-2 run.
And possession of basketball. I'm really impressed with Jackson. He's better than advertised.
And Mikhailuk gives Kansas the lead.
Created by, again, the penetration, the ball handling skills of Jackson created that for Mikhailuk. And he finally knocks a 3 down. They're sitting in that zone. Take away a lot of the drives now with that zone. Another turnover. Wow.
Mason with a little back tap. Flips it up. He wanted Lucas for the lob. And then they get the travel.
Good job defensively there. And a little layup. I thought he got a little too unselfish right there. Graham should have shot that ball in the lane.
Adrian looked like he might have hurt his ankle.
That'd be a tough loss. Him on the side going to the locker room right now.
That left ankle.
See, that zone's going to take away the drive, which was so effective for West Virginia. They're not a great perimeter shooting team. They got to find Ahmad because this is his night. He has really been on fire tonight. Look at that handle.
Mason, little too strong, west the board.
I'm so impressed with the ball handling skills of the Kansas perimeter players. Staying in that 2-3 zone. Got to get the gaps and seams of it.
West can't hit. Ahmad can't follow, make it inside.
The one time Ahmad came up short, had it easy. Shot was easier than he expected. Now we get down to the free throw line. Coming down 8 last single-digit minutes. Free throw line has been a nightmare in close games for West Virginia. So let's see what they do right now, Boog.
So Macon will go to the line. He's a 61% guy. Adrian's over there nursing what appeared to be an injured ankle.
Another missed free throw at a crucial time.
Yeah, I was just back in that hallway and I caught up with Nathan. I said, "You all right?" He says, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Well, you better get on the court. They need him.
May not look it, but that's what he told me.
Tell you, Andy, the free throw line has been a disaster for some teams, and it's been a nightmare for West Virginia. Look good there.
Macon gets that. 2-point West Virginia lead.
You got your hands full defensively when you're trying to guard these tandem. You got to really play, concentrate, move your feet. Got to communicate, got to talk to one another. Good help right there.
Jackson. Fill up the board. West Virginia the ball up 2.
They got to get East some more shots of mine. He's got the rhythm today.
West buries it. Lamont West from the corner.
Yeah, Lamont West, man, with the big shot. They got that bench. They bring a lot of bodies in, like Florida State does.
Well, West, the guy who can make shots. West Virginia on a 6-0 run. Graham hesitates, trying to feed Lightfoot, and they get the foul on the freshman.
This game's been a turnaround, a little spurts, John. Spurt right now goes to West Virginia. Oh, will they make it happen? Will they beat Kansas for the 4th straight time?
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. Your link to what's next.
Wow, there's a lot of science that proves losing builds more character than winning.
In Morgantown, 5-point game, number 18, West Virginia, trying to knock off the number 2 team in the land. John Shambi, the Hall of Famer, Dick Vitale. It's been a fun game so far.
Oh, it's been great.
Back and forth and some interesting sort of ebbs and flows. Hey, you have an event coming up in May that we want to talk about.
Well, we're going to honor Bob Huggins, who's one of our guys, along with Brian Kelly of Notre Dame, who does a great job to raise money for cancer, and our own Chris Berman. And then we're raising money for John Saunders. We're going to have a tribute to John at the event. John meant so much. I miss him so badly. He's just such a special guy. I can't believe he's gone. He and Stuart Scott. People that are interested, all they got to do is call 941-350-0580. We will sell out, and my goal this year is $3 million for kids battling cancer. So far, the gala, we've raised $18 million since the pandemic.
Tremendous work, Dick, and I want to add this point that's pretty unique about Bob Huggins' contract. He has 1 game in his contract.
Wow. Josh Jackson with a furious throwdown right there.
He's showing why he's one of the premier recruits in America. That kid is absolutely special. He is better than what I heard about him.
All right, before Josh Jackson rudely interrupted you, Andy Katz, the 1 game in his contract.
That if he wins, that being Kansas, he gets $25,000. So the last 3 years, $75,000. If he wins tonight, that makes $100,000. But that $75,000 he has donated to the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment, named after his mother. So does great work for that research fund. In his contract specifically, if he beats Kansas, he gets $25,000. It's the only school in his contract that is designated as such. And we asked about the football coach, Dana Holgerson, if he's got something in his contract if he beats Oklahoma or Texas, and the answer is no. Just Bob Huggins beating Kansas, but he donates the money to the cancer research named after his mother.
Well, I think it's great. I think a lot of the coaches, people don't realize, do an amazing job in helping us raise money for cancer. Hey, I think that was the 4th foul on Jackson.
That is number 4 on Jackson.
4 on Jackson.
And Bill Self just signaled to him he's staying in there, 6:35 to go. Again, there's 4 on him. There's also 4 on Bragg. So there's not a lot of places to go here. And Jackson's been a huge part of their success tonight.
Well, what they got to do is make sure they drive the ball at his area. Look at that jam. Has he been special? I mean, maybe it's just me, but if I'm a scout, I'm watching that. I am so in awe, especially the way he shot the 3 as well. We got a 5-point game.
So again, West Virginia, they've won the last 3 times these teams have played in this building.
It's hard to believe Kansas has not lost till they lost to Indiana first game of the year.
18 straight
first
Kansas
game of the year.
Won. So a couple of streaks on the line.
They got great fans. I love going there.
Ryan goes to work, and that one's swatted out of bounds by Macon.
Tell you what, they get some shot blockers in that lane, some athletes coming over. They take pride in playing defense. These Mountaineer fans love that. It's like when you go to Kansas, those Rock Chalk Jayhawks fans love what they see. They've been treated to some great basketball for many a year.
Luke.
Oh, there's contact inside. There's contact inside. I believe that's going to be called on Lucas. Yeah.
Wow. That's Lucas's third.
And now we get down to making free throws. And we can't emphasize enough how that has been a real dilemma for West Virginia down the stretch in games.
That was a little bit of an odd call, maybe seeing the beginning part of it, but it basically just looked like the West Virginia player kind of cut under the legs of Landon Lucas, and they got him for the foul.
Whoever they saw make contact, you can call it either guy there.
Big free throw right there from Elijah Macon.
You think they worked on a free throw a little bit, practice, after losing to Kansas State? I mean, think about it. Every loss has been 4 points and less in their 4 losses, 3 in conference play. Lost to Temple in the last possession as well. Gives you a little breathing room when they make those free throws. It's like a free possession. Oh, this place is going to get loud now, baby. It's going to get loud.
Bob Huggins observing from the stool right next to his bench, next to his buddy, Billy Hahn.
Billy Hahn's been with him for years.
And Billy Hahn said to me today, he hasn't been a lot of fun to be around the last couple of days. After a couple of losses, foul on West Virginia. There's Billy Hahn.
Billy Hahn's been a basketball lifer. A lifer.
Billy said, hadn't been a lot of fun to be around. I said, do you tell him that? And he said, yeah, I tell him.
You can tell them anything you want. They're really so tight, close. A lot of patience right here, but they're going to double up on the ball. Well, picked up the dribble.
Mason able to step through Luke. That one was halfway down. West Virginia up 7 with the ball.
Execution has been great by West Virginia. They've really executed, been so efficient moving the ball.
Carter with a wide open look at it. Jackson better be careful or he'll pick up number 5.
What a terrific effort right there by Adrian to get that offensive rebound. His teammates get up and clap on the bench. What an unbelievable play he just made to give him another possession.
One of the best offensive rebounders in the Big 12, Nathan Adrian. Good look, Ahmad. What a from Adrian.
Adrian with the diagonal pass. Great size from the perimeter. Oh, is he playing a heck of a game. He was responsible for that last possession. They love it. Look at these fans. They're going wacky all over. Oh, man. They are so excited.
It's a 6-0 West Virginia run.
And Adrian right here, watch the offensive rebound. Watch this off, it keeps the ball alive. Look at that tenacity. Look how tenacious he is. I stopped getting that rock, baby. And then, take a little patience right here. And watch, now he catches the ball. Now the great size right here. He has great vision. He throws the diagonal pass to Ahmad, who's been on fire. And the Mountaineer fans are smelling a big, big W. 2 weeks ago, you were here, baby, when they beat Baylor, who's number 1.
89-68, they blasted him.
That was I think the biggest spread of a team being named number 1 in their first game as number 1. Oh, they feel it. They feel it. There's electricity in the house. I can feel it. There's a lot of basketball yet to be played, though. These Kansas kids will not go away. They will battle and battle and battle. There's a reason every year they're one of the best in America. Jackson's size made that catch right
there. 18 in a row for Kansas after losing that opener in overtime in Hawaii to Indiana.
Yeah, look, think about it. They got 53 in a row at home. Factor in, anytime you're in charge of the ticket operations of an event, they count that as a home game. And that includes, I think, a couple games at Sprint.
Yep.
But they got 53 in a row at Allen Fieldhouse, one of the greatest venues in college basketball. Can't wait to be there Wednesday night when they play Baylor.
Yeah, that is a bucket list type of place.
Absolutely. It's like Wrigley Field, Fenway Park, just like Cameron Indoor Stadium. But what about Dennis Smith last night for North Carolina State? That diaper dandy put a show on late in the game to beat Duke.
Great win for Mark Gottfried's team.
This was a must game here tonight for West Virginia. They need this win badly to show they are one of the elite teams in America.
Well, they made their free throws tonight. Kansas is not.
Sitting in a 2-3 zone right now.
And a foul inside. It'll be on Elijah Macon. And after Kentucky, Tennessee tonight, stick around at SportsCenter at night. Bucci and Anderson, they'll have highlights and breakdowns from college and NBA, the NHL, the Aussie Open, and look ahead to Super Bowl 51. The entire night in sports with Bucci and Anderson.
Well, Tom Brady, you know, he's just a winner. I got Brady winning it all. I know Anderson's on cloud 9 over his Wisconsin Badgers, playing great basketball. Koenig and Happ and Hayes. Here it is now. Every possession is big here. Nice entry.
Great look, Lucas. Able to throw it down. He had excellent position with the seal off.
And it was also a tremendous pass to the entry. Michael Luke did a phenomenal job there.
West Virginia with the advantage, 30 of their 70 in the paint. Adrian.
Double up on the baseline. I like Adrian's passing ability. Wait to throw the ball over the top of the defense.
Able to get inside for the deuce.
That was a big-time drive. I mean, he made his mind up. He saw a little space. He attacked the space.
Mason goes down hard. Miles up ahead.
Oh,
feedback.
Are you serious? Are you serious? They're dancing, baby. They're dancing. Oh, they're jumping with joy. They're bumping away. The Mountaineers. And say, we are back, baby. We are back. Going to be 4 in a row. Beat Kansas here. That would be unbelievable.
H&R today and is preparing for the game against Tennessee. Let's go to Andy Katz with more.
All right, thank you, Carl. I just got a text about within the last 10 minutes from Kentucky head coach John Calipari telling me that he expects De'Aaron Fox to play, but he said if the ankle bothers him, he won't hesitate to pull him. That's right from Kentucky head coach John Calipari moments before tip-off. Back to you, Dick and John.
Don't get it technical now, Bobby. That's exactly what he was talking about, how the defense is being penalized and the offensive players making contact in that cylinder with his free hand dribbling. He's got to be careful. He doesn't need any technicals now. That would be totally a nightmare.
Foul on Phillip.
He's got the crowd demonstrating the push-off.
West Virginia right now on a 16-4 run. Kansas took a 59-58 lead. And now a 16-5 run.
Mike Kazarza, the local writer, wrote all about Bob's comments today.
Rambis in the second.
See, now shot selection so big on every possession is take time off that clock. Don't go to a stall, but use a lot of that shot clock. Use a lot of that clock. They like to let things happen from that high post area. Clear outside. They do a great job clearing the court.
Lucas rebounds to miss.
And watch the free ball now. Free ball becomes really big.
Jackson, left hand. Oh, goodness.
He has put on a show here. He has put on a show. He has shown his incredible skills, driving the ball, shooting the three, handling the ball. He is an absolute PTP, a prime-time performer.
Give me a little diaper dandy to move.
He's a diaper dandy as well. He's also the 3S man. Super scintillating, sensational. Like you, Boog. It's been great working with you, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to see you, sir.
Oh, what a play.
Nice feed inside Miles. Fouled and don't go to the line. Josh Jackson and Kansas trailing in this one, but Jackson's been phenomenal.
He has been absolutely sensational. There he is driving, changes to the left hand. Man, I could see why Tom Izzo had all the adjectives describing him. You know, Carl Ravitch was talking about Purdue, talking about Swanigan. What a year he has had for Purdue. Incredible. You talk about player of the years. They're going to talk about that kid. He's had 4 20-20 games.
Jay Will wearing the same suit 2 days in a row. I know they were discussing fashion back there.
Shooting the free throw pretty good here tonight.
Yeah, West Virginia's knocked him down. Kansas has. Yes, that was my
great
fault.
hustle. He hustled for that ball. I'm hustling for that ball. It's a 50-50 ball. You got to get it. West Virginia's getting those balls.
Under 2 to go, 9-point game.
That could be the dagger. That could be a dagger. Oh, baby. They better not rush the court. They've been too good of a program. They're being number ones. It's contact. They're not going to be denied tonight, baby. They're not being denied. Bob Huggins and his kids are bouncing back after those 2 losses. 18 in a row of Kansas will now come to an end. Last time they lost was to Indiana, who by the way lost a heck of a player. Ananobi to an injury. Same with Creighton losing Maurice Watson. Injuries is so important as you get to this time of the year. You lose a key player, it's tough to replace him. It's been a problem with Duke too. I mean, some of the players, Kid Giles, nowhere near what we all know he could be with all the injuries he's had.
Ananobi's a special player. Watson as well, and it's hard. Oh, and here they come. Dick Vitale, they're not coming down to just get a closer look for the moment. They're getting closer.
I don't understand that, baby. They're too good of a team. They've had too much success. You're worried about injuries, John. People get out of control.
The 2 of us, you mean?
Not them. Us, anybody. I just have so much fear that something could happen on that court.
Jackson lost the handle, Lightfoot, and he's fouled.
Great performance offensively, especially by West Virginia.
All right, more college basketball Thursday night. Virginia Tech and number 9 North Carolina comes your way at 8 Eastern from the Dean Smith Center. Tar Heels and the Hokies. Buzz Williams done a nice job.
He has.
That Virginia Tech.
Yep, he has, John. But I love that North Carolina team. Barry, Jackson, Meeks and company, Hicks, foul shot. Again, Kansas, talked about it earlier. Bill told us, struggled on the free throw line. One of the reasons the numbers are so low, though, as Abuke, who got hurt, shoots 29% on the line. And he'll eventually be a good player. Bill said he expects him to be a special player, the post.
Kansas 4 out of 10 from the line in the second half.
That's 40%. Even a dummy like me can figure that out.
4 out of 11 now.
They go down to about 37% now. Wow.
There's the 6th grade teacher and you coming out.
Hold the ball, spread the court. What a tremendous performance here in the second half in particular by this West Virginia team. He's a little hot dog time now. So why can't that count?
They get the foul on Josh Jackson, and he is done.
Well, that Kansas-Baylor game is going to be a big game Wednesday night. When you talk about winning the Big 12, I still say you got to go through Lawrence, Kansas. 12 years in a row. That achievement by Bill Self. They're heading for 13. Team that did 13 was the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden, UCLA.
It's amazing. They've won more consecutive regular season titles with Bill Self than he has home losses.
It's 9 home losses. Incredible. You're lucky I'm not like Walton. Because right now, you know, Walton, he gets so excited. He took the popcorn, he poured it over Dave Pash's head. I'm so excited right now, I might take this water and pour it on your head. Okay. No, I wouldn't do it, John. I promise, Boo. I promise. Bill and I, we did a game at LeBron.
I had my Bill Walton experience in Maui.
Oh, you did? I had mine when I worked with him for LeBron's first game on television.
That's right.
It was a lot of fun. Oh, they got it. What a performance tonight. A-plus performance because they beat a super basketball on a collegiate level team in Kansas, and they earned this W. West Virginia They're going to be proud tonight of their incredible performance.
Kentucky and Tennessee coming up next. West Virginia about to do it again to Kansas for the 4th straight time in this building.
And an 18-game win streak comes to an end. Yes, sir. Celebration time in Morgantown. One of the big wins again for Bob Huggins in his career, 807. I know one thing, he feels a heck of a lot better now than he did a couple hours ago when he was a nervous wreck about this game.
Well, they needed a win. They had dropped 2 straight. West Virginia ends Kansas' 18-game win streak. Bob Huggins' team has knocked off #1 and #2. First time that's happened since the 2011-2012 season. And what a run they finished on. 27-10 to finish the game. Dickie V, it was fun tonight. West Virginia with a great effort. They needed a win and they got it.
They did a terrific job. We know about their defense, but their offensive execution was an absolute coach's clinic. They did a great job getting great possessions and tremendous shots.
Issa Mata, career-high 27. West Virginia wins at 85-69. Up next, Kentucky and Tennessee. For Dick Vitale and our entire crew, I'm John Jamba. Here's Brent Musburger and Sean Farnham.
John and Dick, thank you very much. Super Tuesday.